Linda called me from the parking lot Thursday with a $40 box of balls on the passenger seat and a paper tape measure in her hand. She said every drive looked busy and finished short. Her longest ball wasn't the mystery, the cluster of heel marks on the face was. Distance after 60 gets blamed on age before setup, contact, and club fit have even been checked. I won't promise you 15 yards or any other number. I will show you 12 mistakes that cost playable carry-on Mat 7, and each one gets a test you can run without trying to swing like a tour player. The last mistake is the quiet one, because it makes every other fix look better than it is. Don't skip the honest flaw in each section. A drill earns a place only when it survives more than one good ball. Let me say one thing, then I'll leave it be. Everything I teach on Mat 7 is in the 60-plus distance manual. The setup changes, the equipment checklist, the 6-week range plan. Scan the QR on your screen right now, or it's down in the description. If you want it, it's there. Now let's get back to it. Use the same filter all the way through. Safe, simple, repeatable. Swing your age, not your ego. I'm Ray Hutchins. I owned a driving range in Ocala for 34 years and still teach 3 mornings a week. I'm not a doctor or physical therapist, and I'm not diagnosing your body. If a movement hurts, stop and see your doctor. Check with your doctor before you start anything new. Range poison tells you lost distance needs more effort. The real list starts with things you can see. We're working from setup through motion, equipment, and measurement. Run one change at a time, use your normal ball, and keep the result only if the strike pattern and finish stay under control. Mistake 1 is aiming the body before the club face. At 8 o'clock, set a ball on the mat and pick a small mark a few feet in front of it. Aim the club face through that mark first, then set your feet. The PGA's current instruction still puts alignment near the front of the fundamentals because a poor aim makes a golfer manufacture a curve during the swing. Where it costs you is false distance work. A body aimed well left can make you cut across the ball, and a body aimed right can invite a quick hand rescue. 10 minutes with 2 alignment sticks costs nothing on Mat 7 this week. It does cost attention. Keep the sticks outside the hitting line so you don't strike them. Mistake 2 is playing the driver ball too far back. At 8:20, start with feet together. Put the ball near the lead heel, lower the trail shoulder a little, then build your stance without moving the ball. PGA instruction published for 2026 uses that same broad setup sequence as a starting point for driver launch. Where it costs you is treating one position as law. Some swings need a small adjustment, and moving the ball too far forward can bring thin contact or a start line left. Make 3 swings at your old position and 3 near the lead heel. Keep the one that improves the pattern, not the one that looks fashionable. Mistake 3 is hiding the ball below the crown. A low tee can push contact down the face and flatten the flight. Put 3 balls at your usual height, then 3 with about half the ball visible above the top line. Use comfortable speed and mark the face after each shot. Where it costs you is turning tee height into a promise. Higher isn't always better. Too high can move contact toward the crown and make a golfer lean back. A bag of plain tees was under $10 at the Ocala Golf Club shop during the first week of August. That cheap test still needs a safe hitting bay and a steady setup. Mistake 4 is squeezing the grip until the forearms feel busy. At 8:45, hold the club securely enough that it won't move in your hands, then soften only until the wrists and elbows stop feeling locked. Make 3 half-speed swings before returning to a full finish. Where it costs you is letting the handle slip. Florida heat, sunscreen, and a worn grip can make light pressure unsafe. Dry your hands and grip, use a glove if that is your normal setup, and replace a slick grip. PGA Tour Superstore listed an MCC Plus 4 grip at $12.99 during the first week of August. Installation may cost extra. Mistake 5 is forcing a longer backswing because the camera makes short look weak. At 9:10, stop the backswing when the chest turn ends comfortably and let the arms finish with it. Hit 5 balls while holding the finish until the ball lands. The goal is a complete motion you can repeat, not a club shaft that reaches a certain picture. Where it costs you is shortening so much that tempo disappears. A rushed half swing can be worse than your normal move. Keep width in the takeaway and allow a full balanced finish. This costs $0 during a practice session at Mat 7 this week, but it asks you to ignore the golfer beside you who is swinging at a different speed. Mistake 6 is snatching the club away with the hands. Start the handle, arms, and chest together for the first foot of motion. Byron Nelson described a one-piece takeaway as part of the swing he developed for steel shafts, and the PGA Tour's historical account explains why his motion became known for consistency. Where it costs you is turning a smooth start into a frozen block. The wrist still set, the body still moves, and the club still needs flow. Use a 2-count back and 1 count through as a feel, not a metronome law. 10 rehearsal swings beside the ball cost nothing at Ocala Golf Club this week and can save a wasted bucket. You're still here. Good. Some folks left to order a speed stick before checking the first 6 inches of the swing. The next mistake is where a lot of good backswings get thrown away. Mistake 7 is rushing from the top. At 9:30, make a backswing, feel a tiny change of direction, then let the club gather speed toward the ball. Don't add a stop. Think smooth change, not a yank. A towel swing can help because the cloth shows when force arrives too early. Where it costs you is becoming slow all the way through. Smooth doesn't mean sleepy. The club still needs speed near impact. PGA instruction for March 2026 uses a towel drill for tempo and rhythm, but a towel isn't a club. Keep space around you and don't swing one near another person. A hand towel at the Ocala Target was about $6 this first week of August, though the one at home works. Mistake 8 is sliding away from the ball without returning in balance. Put an alignment stick outside the trail foot as a visual boundary, not an object to hit. Make waist-high swings and feel pressure move without the upper body drifting beyond that boundary. Then remove the stick and repeat. Where it costs you is using a boundary that restricts a motion you need. Bodies and swings differ. I won't diagnose yours. If the drill feels painful or unstable, stop. The stick pair was under $20 at Golf Galaxy during the first week of August, but 2 clubs laid safely on the ground give the same visual for $0. Mistake 9 is trying to lift the ball. The club has loft already. With an iron, let the setup and club do their work. With driver, build the launch conditions at address and swing through the ball. Scooping changes the bottom of the arc and often moves contact around the face. Where it costs you is applying iron advice to driver without care. The clubs meet the ball differently. Don't chase a downward driver strike because an iron divot looks proper, and don't lean back on an iron because a high drive looked good. A $12 medium bucket at the Ocala practice range this first week of August is enough for separate 5-ball tests. Mistake 10 is buying Flex by birthday. Senior Flex is a label, not a medical category. Callaway's driver guide uses swing speed as a starting point, with regular Flex around 85 to 95 miles per hour, and senior or ladies Flex below that. UST Mamiya says speed starts the choice. Then weight, control, and desired flight still matter. Where it costs you is trusting the chart more than the ball. Tempo and delivery can make 2 golfers at the same speed prefer different shafts. A free-fitting event can still turn into a purchase, so set a budget first. During the first week of August, Golf Galaxy showed senior Flex drivers from about $300 into the $600 range. Test both labels when you are near the line. Mistake 11 is practicing only the best club in the bag. Driver after driver can make a tired swing look normal. Alternate 1 driver, 1 7-iron, and 1 wedge. Reset the target every time. That makes you build the setup again, which is what the course demands. Where it costs you is a slower practice pace and fewer driver swings for the money. That is the point. A $12 bucket at the Ocala range this first week of August can produce better information from 30 deliberate balls than 60 rushed ones. Stop before fatigue changes the motion you came to train. I know some of y'all wanted equipment at the top of this list. Hear me out before you scroll. Mistake 12 is counting the longest ball instead of the useful cluster. Hit 9 drives. Remove nothing. Mark the carry window and left to right spread. Your distance is the group you can plan around, not the one ball that found the center by accident. Where it costs you is accepting a smaller number on paper. Honest carry can bruise the ego, but it improves club choice, tee choice, and expectations. A launch monitor session at a local shop may cost money, or it may be included with a fitting. Ask the price before you begin. You can also paste the range markers and use the posted distances for free, knowing that balls and weather affect the estimate. A clean cluster gives every earlier change a fair test. Aim the face first. Set the ball near the lead heel for driver. Check tee height. Hold without strangling. Finish the backswing you own. Start together. Change direction smoothly. Stay balanced. Let loft work. Fit the shaft to the swing, vary the practice, and judge the group. None guarantees more yards. Together, they remove common ways yards get misplaced. Use a plain range card so memory doesn't edit the session. Draw 4 small boxes for contact, start line, carry, and finish. After each group of 3, write only what happened: center, heel, or toe, left, middle, or right, short, expected, or long, balanced, or stepping. Those 4 notes show whether a change improved the whole shot or traded one problem for another. A higher ball that starts farther offline isn't a clean win. A shorter backswing that centers contact and narrows the window may be useful even before the carry changes. Keep the card in the bag for 2 weeks. Weather and range balls move the numbers, but the shape of your pattern can still tell you which setup travels from one day to the next. Don't work through all 12 in one morning. That turns practice into noise. On the first visit, check aim, ball position, and tee height. On the second, check grip pressure, backswing length, and change of direction. On the third, compare balance, loft use, shaft feel, and the way you measure the group. Practice variation comes last. Give every test enough ordinary swings to expose a lucky result. If a change only works when you rehearse it 6 times and hold your breath, it hasn't passed the filter. Safe, simple, repeatable means you can step away, talk to a friend, return to the mat, and still recognize the motion. That is the standard a course will demand when the first tee has people watching and no second ball waiting. Bring the same glove, the same model ball, and the same tee height to the second session. Consistent inputs make an honest comparison. You don't need laboratory conditions. You need enough discipline to avoid blaming the club for a test you changed halfway through. Do 3 things tonight. Put 2 clubs or alignment sticks in the bag. Choose 1 setup mistake and 1 motion mistake from this list. Then buy no more than 1 medium bucket this weekend and test each change in groups of 3. Write the strike, start line, and carry window after every group. Pick the mistake you believe costs you the most and tell me your test result. Then correct me. Which distance mistake did I leave out, and what did a coach or fitter show you that changed the whole pattern? Keep the answer about the work, not the age on the driver's license. Next time, I'll put Senior Flex beside Regular Flex and show you why the softer label can be either help or range poison. Subscribe if you want the test without a sales pitch. Swing your age, not your ego. Keep it smooth, folks. I'll see you on Mat 7.